this table where it says, this thing, these side of the table. Right, Mayor? Okay. East siders as far as the table goes, or left side of the west siders.
I'm in the middle, so I'm gonna stay there.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I guess I'm in your room, you over here on the end.
I guess it's. I'll keep all this set up. There's no terms.
Okay.
That's what I was. Luke. Oh. Oh, it's being upgraded.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. What's out of it? You shut my mouth. Think about it.
Luke's ice.
Yeah.
Boundary waters, right?
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Okay. You guys ready to go over there? You guys ready to go over here?
Yes. Yeah, and it's Ashford City Hall altogether.
Ready, Caitlin? Let's go. We will go ahead and call City Council regular business meeting to order. This is Thursday, January 8th. It is 6 p.m. Caitlin, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Borjon,
Here.
Councilmember Brown,
Here.
Councilmember Cool,
Here.
Councilmember Meineke,
Here.
Councilmember Porter, here, Mayor Phillips.
I'm here as well. We do have quorum, so we'll move on. Would like to welcome Andy Borjon, Kelsey Porter as new council members. So welcome to the council table. Appreciate you guys running and being here. Thanks. All right, item number 2 is Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Would anybody like to move any of the consent items to the regular agenda? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion. Second.
Okay, motion by Cool, seconded by Brown. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. Motion carries. Item number 4, welcome guests and public comment. Thank you for being here tonight and participating in your local government. At this point in time, we'd open the dais up for any public comment that you want to address to council that for items that are not on the agenda. We'll give you a 3-minute time limit. Realize that we can't take action on those items tonight because they are not on the agenda, and that would be a violation of open meetings laws if we took action. Also, if you'd like to comment on any item in the consent agenda, now would be the time. Any takers? Seeing none, we will move on. Item number 5 is our consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second. Okay, I got multiple motions by Cool and Meineke. You pick who. Second by Borjon. Caitlin, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Borjon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Meineke,
Yes.
Porter, yes.
All right, that motion carries. Item 6 is old and new business for consideration, discussion, and possible action. Item A is a public hearing regarding an amendment to the Brody's Landing Plan Unit Development regarding regulations for decks. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:02 p.m. So this changes to allow decks in parcels C, D, and E to extend within 10 feet of the back property line. Luke, I'll turn it over to you.
Sure. So parcel C, D, and E of the Brody's Landing area are the single family areas. We're talking about decks for houses. The Brody's Landing development, when we put that together, we did some unique lot sizes where they're a little bit smaller than typical. And a kind of unintended consequence of that is the rear yards are a little bit less useful than we would have hoped. So this amendment would remove some of the restrictions for decks and stairs and stuff that go into the rear yard and let them get closer to the rear property line. So folks would have more usable space in their rear yards.
Okay,
That's simple.
thank you. Kaylin, have we received any oral or written comments on this?
No.
Do we have any public comment on this item? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:04 PM. Item 6B is the first reading of an ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Norwalk, Iowa by amending the Brody's Landing Plan Unit Development regarding bulk regulations for decks and land use parcels C, D, and E. We just had a public hearing on this item. Luke, you got anything to add?
Nothing else.
What do we have for discussion from council? Any public input? Can I get a motion to approve the first reading as presented?
Motion.
Okay, so motion by Porter, seconded by Cool. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Caitlin, would you call roll?
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Minneke,
Yes.
Porter, yes. Borjan,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Item 6C is public hearing on the proposed annexation of approximately 282 acres of property southwest of the city of Norwalk. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:05 PM. So this public hearing is to get public input on the annexation south and west of the city limits. Kaylin, have we received any oral or written comments on this?
No.
Jim, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Well, basically, you've got a packet in front of you, the title City Development Board, because this has to be reviewed by the City Development Board. It's 100% annexation, means 100% voluntary, no involuntaries included in there. And it has to go to the City Development Board, because is within 2 miles of the city of Cumming. There's a couple corners of the land that we're looking at that are within that amount of time, so then the code directs us that it's got to go to the City Development Board. Hopefully we will be on the agenda for that, for their February meeting. They know that it's on the way. We discussed it with them also. Basically what you're looking at is, let me get those maps up on.
You want them on screen?
Yeah, let's get them on screen so people can see what we're looking at. This is a 280 acre annexation. Involving 2 different landowners. Like I said, landowners have all agreed to it and have asked the city to annex it. So those are all voluntary. It is, if you remember, the city had previously done a larger annexation south and west. This ground is actually contained within that same annexation. But the previous annexation is still under appeal, and therefore under Iowa code, it's not final. And because this is the area closest to the city and really within definitely a developable area, the area is looking for to like immediate development, and there are purchase agreements in place to start immediate development once annexation is complete. And really, I believe the purchasers and the sellers don't believe that they can wait the potential year it's going to take to finish this the appeal process. So we're trying to get this through quicker so that they can continue on with their business, and this business doesn't fall through. The city's made substantial investment already to attract business to this area, and if it would just be not good for the city or anybody for that purchase to fall through. So we're going through with 100% annexation within this area. The map's up there, as you can see, to kind of orientate yourselves. If you know where like Michael's Food and Windsor Windows are, that's up in the northeast corner of this map. So that's kind of where you can get the idea where we're at. The Dunn Industrial site is right to the south of that. And then you've got the red line, that's where it touches the city currently, where the next area currently touches it. And then the green hashtag areas is the proposed annexation boundary.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I think that's it.
All right. Do we have any public comment on this?
We have one question.
Can you come up to the podium, state your name and address?
Dane Henley. And I'm at 5220 Delaware Street, which is just west of
west and north of the proposed.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there's any. I mean, I'm just concerned about what's going to be in there. I've heard rumors that it's gonna be like a data center or something. It might be. Is there any? I guess, how do I go about knowing what that's gonna be, and do I have any recourse of like, lights and fences and everything that's gonna be next to the property that I live on?
I guess the best way to keep in track with it is definitely follow the city's agendas.
Okay,
I mean, because that's where the information comes out, and the best way for you to find out what's going on by far is what you're doing right now, showing up here at council meetings, asking questions, educating yourself. And the council definitely prefers people doing that versus not doing that, because
yeah,
you certainly don't want to live on social media sites and try to get your information from there. This is where the good information is. And so I guess that'd be one area where you would want to gain that information. You can also look at the zoning laws, see what the sites can be zoned as. There are buffer requirements and everything like that. So, as far as lighting, or fencing, or things like that, it's certainly a good thing to keep track of. I think staying active is the best way, because when we're looking at site plans, and as that progresses into the future, which could be 5 years from now, we don't know when it's going to be. Giving input on at key times, at those times, your needs and your wants usually get addressed.
okay,
The council doesn't know what you want if you're not here telling them. So it's great that you're talking about it, because now
yeah,
all the council members have heard that it's a concern of yours, and from what I've seen, they strive to at least address your.
okay. Yeah, I just don't wanna have daylight 24/7.
Yeah,
I don't plan on moving, so,
yeah.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
So, like, sorry, I'm late, are you talking about the annexation?
Yeah, come on up, state your name and address.
Apologize for being late, Matthew Clark. I think
And your address.
5208 45th Avenue, Norwalk.
Thank you.
It's my understanding where you're annexing what was in the last annexation, or is this a new one?
So this area, this is basically, it's wholly contained within the old annexation area to the east of your property.
Yeah, so the idea is that the other annex is under appeal, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to verify to the council, that the court did affirm in October, but then there was asked for reconsideration, and then there's still a motion for enlargement that the court hasn't answered yet, and that it will be going to the Supreme Court. So it's not over, so I just wanted to tell you, I'm in favor of what you're doing here, and that, if you need to go ahead, you can get that, because the neighbor says as soon as he gets annexed, they're gonna buy his property, and then they've told me they're gonna buy, I don't know who it is, you don't know who anybody is in this world, but the broker said that if I accept the annex, they're gonna buy me out too, and it's a lot of money. A lot of money,
Yeah.
not just a lot of money, it's a lot of money. And I've told them, buy me out and go get annexed. If I think that, I question why they would tell me I have to be annexed first. So, and, if there's any question in your minds whether they're going to win the appeal of the state of Iowa, what's called common law, is the case law that states that the 80-20 annexation can only be applied in two narrow circumstances. One is to prevent islanding, which the board affirmed it or approved it to prevent islanding, and the court upheld that. But the Supreme Court case law states islanding exists when a person is completely surrounded by cities on all four sides, and you can't be an island in a city. And the connectivity is in another part of their ordinances, that there has to be the 50 feet of connectivity. And so obviously, they didn't get a survey. So they made a decision without, whatever they call that, the intelligence. So, that's kind of moot, but there's no islanding. And then the other part of the 20% where the I believe that Jim brought up was to more uniform boundary, and that's never been applied in case law anywhere other that I could find than between two cities. What made a more uniform boundary, who provided services? It's more than just making Norwalk bigger, which is all the annex did with me, was it just made it bigger. It didn't make anything more uniform. It actually made it less uniform because now it goes a quarter of a mile up and out and around.
Yeah.
So it's
You know,
less
the
uniform.
good thing, I mean, there are some complicated issues on that, but no
Yeah.
doubt.
Well,
The,
my,
you know, the attorney generals represent the board, and, you know, you're representing yourself on that, but really the city's not even a named party.
I know, but I just
Yeah,
wanted to,
so,
you guys to know that if you deny this, you know,
yeah,
that it's, I'm going to win, and all it's gonna do is promote a lengthy time, and if they're actually gonna buy that and buy me out, I'd like to see you prove this, and if they pay him and they come over and want to buy me out, then I'll be in the city, you know, that's okay, because I'm not gonna be there.
yeah.
And that's basically, there was something I was gonna say, I interrupted there, I don't, it's probably not too important, but, the case law about, making a more uniform boundary. When I talked about, you know, could you guys be wrong? Could Jim Doherty have been wrong? Could the state attorney general be saying things that aren't accurate? There are like 5 city arguments between each other. And as I read it, they just tried to do something that the state of Iowa and the code of Iowa says you can't do. So, you know, I'm saying that's what happened here. You went with 80-20 and it can't be done. I cannot be annexed under 80-20. But
Matthew, thanks for being up here. I wish we were the court that could decide this
yeah,
stuff.
well, it's gonna be decided, and you know, if you could read the case laws, you know, they take about 3 or 4 hours, but anyway. I hope that.
We're happy to hear your support for this stuff.
I hope this gets approved, and if they actually come and pay him, you know, my
Yeah.
property's gonna get annexed, and I'll dismiss the appeal. I just told them that all they have to do is write me a check, and.
All right.
So that's all I had to say, and I thank you for hearing me, and I'm sorry I was late. I got caught in the mud, if you believe that. Thank you.
Nice to hear.
Thank you.
Thank
Anything
you.
else? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing at 6:16 PM. Item 6D is a resolution approving landowner applications, approving the voluntary annexation of property southwest of the city of Norwalk. We just had a public hearing on this annexation. Any discussion or questions from council?
Motion.
I got a motion by Borjon. Do I get a second? Second by Porter. Kalen, would you please call the roll?
Member Cool,
Yeah.
Minneke,
Yes.
Porter, yes. Borjan,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. All right, item 6E is a resolution initiating rezoning, referring the rezoning proposal to the Norwalk Planning and Zoning Commission and setting a public hearing regarding the proposed amendment to the Orchard Hills Plan Unit Development related to R4 High Density Residential and C5 Traditional Neighborhood Commercial Uses in PUD parcels 1A and 1B. So for our new council members, there are a couple of ways for a rezoning request to get to planning and zoning. One way would be for the requester to pass a petition around the area close to the rezoning, and if they receive enough signatures, that the rezoning request can then be considered by planning and zoning. The other way, which is what this item is about, is for the requester to ask council to begin the rezoning process, which if you guys pass it, passes it to planning and zoning for consideration. So the majority of our rezonings begin with the request that the council initiate this process. An initiation request is simply a method to start the process. So all details and analysis have not been done yet. And they haven't been completed by staff. So did I get that correct, Lou?
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
Okay.
Jim, you got anything to add?
Nope, I don't think so. I think, yeah, the main point is either the council can do it, or if the council prefers, they could ask the landowner to do it.
All right. So we recently had a rezoning request come to council for this area to build some age-restricted apartments. That was in the past, and Jason, Ed, and Storage have gone through that. At that time, the rezoning preserved the commercial zoning along, all of the commercial rezoning along North Avenue. And that was passed by council. It looks to me like this request now comes in and will potentially change the area along North Avenue to allow apartments while preserving a corner along North Avenue for a future commercial opportunity. Luke, am I right on that?
You got the gist of it again.
Huh?
You got the gist of it again.
Okay, good deal. Okay. Questions from council? Or do you have more?
I guess to maybe give a little more background for our newer council members who weren't here during the initial one. First off, I guess, Lindsay, if you could pop down, I added a second map into this today, just so you could see what the geometry of what we approved in the 2025 that the mayor just referenced. So we split it into 1A and 1B. So there was a parcel on the south side that was going to be these age-restricted apartments, and then we left a parcel on the north. Yeah. I'm going to back up in time before that decision. This whole area was called Parcel 1. And initially, at the very beginning of this Orchard Hills development, like 2005, this was a neighborhood commercial piece. In 2010, we added the ability for there to be high-density residential on that parcel as well. And at that time, we added a clarification because we didn't specify which it could be. We said it could be commercial or high-density residential. But the code then said, whoever proposes something needs to come back to council and like lock in what they're doing. So if somebody comes in and wants to do apartments, we need to have them come and we need to remove the commercial from this so that's just apartments, so that we don't have a building built that could be an apartment building, but also potentially used as a commercial building, right? So we wanted to be what that was. So that's what happened last year. We had somebody come in for the bottom half of it. They just wanted to do apartments. They didn't want to do commercial there. So we rezoned it for them. We were very deliberate in that it's like really one product style that can go on 1B. And then with 1A, council had the idea, thought they wanted to keep the commercial aspect of that. So that one still has the either or. So it can be either or. 1A could still be apartments or commercial, but they have to come back and ask you guys to set it whichever it was. I believe the council direction of the property owner at the time, we really want it to be commercial, right? So within the context of that, we had this proposal come forward. Initially, just looking at, hey, we want to do some apartments here. What would that look like? Knowing that 1B, as it exists today on the screen, is an apartment with a very specific style, and then 1A could be apartments or commercial. So if you scroll back up to the proposal that we have, what they are asking then is more apartment area in that space, but they are willing to lock in parcel 1A as only commercial. So that's kind of what fundamentally changes in this one is you're going to have a specifically residential parcel and a specifically commercial parcel. Whereas right now we have a residential parcel and then a residential or commercial parcel.
So is 1B still going to be all age restricted then? Or is that?
Right now they are not asking for it to be age restricted. They would.
So that would change as well.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Does staff have any thoughts on this?
So we've seen some preliminary concepts of what they're asking to do. Another jump back in time with things. This area is identified as one of our new urbanism areas of our land use plan, and that new urbanism area talked about a little bit higher density residential happening in those areas and commercial as well, and having those kind of build out like cohesively, right? And then talking about how the different uses interact with the public realm, streets and all of that stuff. And so in talking through that concept with the developers, they've been very willing to come up with a concept that would front things more to the street, put parking back behind stuff so we didn't have parking lots right up against our public streets, and do more of an urban form that district calls for in our comprehensive plan. So what they've shown, I think, probably better than the previous one, matches our expectation what urbanism would be. It certainly is a big change for what the potential for commercial along that frontage would be. At the same time, I don't know that we've got a lot of tires kicked over the years on commercial in that area. So potentially the idea of adding apartments in a lot of this maybe makes that corner lot a little more desirable from a neighborhood commercial.
So Luke, I have a question. So if it, like, it looks like it's zoned, or it would be for like a commercial property, right? Gas station, something, right?
Yeah.
In 6 months, when they came back and say, like, now we want that to be apartments, like, if they do, is
Mhm.
that like wonky then with their site plan or something, right? Cause they could come back and say, we want that to be,
We do the same process again. And, if before we brought something to you guys, we would say, guys, what are you doing?
yeah.
Right? Like, because the whole purpose of this would be to, like, let's be definitive right now. This is a PUD from 20 years ago. And then we've had that concept of what could be on this property change over time. So let's try to lock it in and at least keep to that concept for a while before we keep jumping around a bunch. And they seemed amenable to that as far as the 1B, 1A, saying 1A, no, we're okay with that being a marketable commercial property. We don't want to have the right to do apartments.
So sorry, one more question. So would we say that we're good with the residential aspect of 1B, but 1A must be?
Yes, that's exactly what
we're
this would
saying.
be. Yep.
Yep.
Luke, another question. What's the zoning for the property just to the west, that Bearfield?
The west is the school, which I believe is. Give me a second.
Yeah.
It's either ag or single family residential. Schools are typically zoned as single family residential, but I don't remember off the top of my head if they zoned the whole thing or just the school part.
And
And
plan
if I
for that
can
property at
just
some point,
Get
apparently.
my computer to load.
The school owns that?
That's what, yeah.
Yes.
School owns that. I don't, that, they may sell it, they may.
Yeah.
Develop.
Yeah, okay.
It is still ag.
So that
Yes.
could be- Really don't know what that's gonna be at
Right.
some point. Okay.
Other discussion from council.
What's future land?
As soon as you guys ask that, give me 1 second.
We don't care about what it's.
Sometime I'm gonna get into the habit of just opening these things ahead of time. You'd think I would have done that already. Come on, at least I've got it right. We do have single family in that area. So, yep, low density. So, that's more density size than the units types.
In this area that we're talking about on that long range plan, is it commercial?
The area that we're, the shaded area we're on right now, it meets our new urbanism, which would be commercial or like a medium / high density residential. Like, think of new urbanism as like an intense area. It doesn't necessarily call out the specific use, but there's supposed to be a lot of activity on this space.
Right now, this property, it could be developed either way.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to absolutely have commercial there, this would be the way to do it.
Or parcel 1A, yes. Yep.
Although they do have to come back to us for parcel 1A regarding how they want to use it future anyway.
With this PUD proposal, we would
With
lock
the
in-
old one.
with the old one. Yep.
Yep.
If we take
So
this
if
to
they
the
said, hey,
PUD,
we want to do all just normal resident or whatever. We could say,
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's correct.
Do we have any public input? Any other council?
Oh.
Okay, so let me go through something here quick. I'll take that motion. Just to be clear, so if you pass this motion, it's gonna go to P and Z for consideration. If you don't pass the motion, the requester can still get it to P and Z using a petition. Okay, either way, if P and Z approves the rezoning, it's gonna still come back to council for final approval. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yeah. So we've got a lot of meetings and other public hearings to go before anything gets set up. Yeah.
All right, so I got a motion by Meineke. Anybody want to do the second? Second. All right, so second by Borjon. Any further discussion? Caitlin, would you please call roll?
Member Meineke,
Yes.
Porter,
Yes.
Borjon,
Yes.
Brown,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, motion carries.
Just because I trust our colleagues in P and Z to do their job, right? So this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, and just for more education, so if P and Z would happen to decline the idea, they can still bring it back to council. And then if council wants to approve it, it would require 4 votes.
Yeah. What P and Z actually does, they don't necessarily approve or
They
decline.
make a recommendation.
They make a recommendation. So if you do not have a recommendation from P and Z, you can still approve it with a 4th vote or supermajority. Yep.
Cool. All right. Item 6F is a resolution approving an increase to the city's deferred compensation retirement benefit for non-union full-time employees. So council started discussing this last year during our budget discussions and actually approved it. Due to legislative changes, staff decided to delay full implementation of a defined benefit plan for non-union employees. This resolution creates policy around the defined benefit plan, and staff would like to make it effective January 1, 2026. So Carrie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you summarized it well. This is already accommodated for in the budget. There is funding available. The change was really to make us more competitive, but also more comparable with the deferred compensation contributions by other metro cities. Really, the only thing that I have to add that's not already in the agenda statement is that if council does approve this, then bringing back a change to the employee handbook for the policy on the deferred comp. And for those employees that may be listening that have been here less than a year, is the match proposed starts at 1 year, 12% for years 1 to 5, and then 10 is 6%, and then 10 plus is 3%. So for those employees listening that maybe have been with the city for less than a year, we're going to put the grandfather clause so that they will still receive the $35 a pay period match. So nobody loses anything is what I just want to make sure.
Okay, so a quick comment on this, Mayor.
Yeah.
Is, I mean, just because this needs to be said out loud, I feel like this was approved and our staff decided to take it out of the budget.
Yes, because of the legislative environment.
Which is extraordinary to me. So I just want to say that out loud, that this highlights again, I think, this is not tooting my horn. This is tooting the staff's horn. This is Luke's horn. This is your horn, Mayor. And just saying this was put in, but because of the uncertainty with tax policy, the staff said, let's just take it out. And that strikes me as a rather selfless and just, they're almost thinking like owners. And so anyway, I'm glad that we're going to be able to get it back in. Well, we haven't voted yet.
Any other comments?
Well said.
Gary, and we talked about this the other day. We said the up to 1% or up to those, like we. I don't know if
Correct,
we-
yeah,
I didn't look
so,
at this that briefly, but make that change, right?
You bet.
Any other council input or public input? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna do motion by Cool, seconded by Brown. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Kalen, would you please call a roll?
Member Porter? Yes. Bordenon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Wolf?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Item 7 is about future agenda items. So the purpose of this item is for council to give direction to staff by way of motion to have items placed on future agendas. It's not to discuss the merits of the subject matter, but it's to get it on the agenda so that we can discuss the merits of the subject matter. So anybody have any future agenda items tonight?
Like I was at a past, Jason had one, right, for the the gates, right? But maybe we're still doing research there, right?
Yeah, I think next meeting, that'll be on the, I think it's on the agenda for the next meeting.
Yep.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think at some point we should talk about the possibility of annexing coming.
Okay,
Agree, second, I agree.
okay, so I got a motion to put that on the agenda and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
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 Okay, so we're not gonna put that on the agenda, so that motion failed. Thank you for making it.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
It's good to, failure is good.
You learn from failure.
Everyone learns.
I would like to revisit, I know it's been spoken on before, but the golf cart issue, specifically in Echo Valley. I think it's something to revisit.
Okay. So, okay, so look at golf cart usage again within Echo Valley. Anybody want a second?
I don't know if it has to be just inside of Echo Valley, but we definitely have places in our community where there's maybe wants or needs for that, right? And so, but I agree with Kelsey. I'd second.
Okay.
Would that be better for a work session, Mayor, or than a council meeting?
We'll get it something like that, yeah. Whether it's, we might do a work session first. Okay, so all those in favor for that one, say aye. All those opposed, say.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that one failed as well.
You know what? This is great because we've never had such tremendous disagreement before, but like just bring Andy and Kelsey on and the firework just start to happen. It's very exciting.
I agree, it's great.
Although they vote, some people voted wrongly on both issues. You
Yeah, I got denied twice.
know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
I was on the wrong side of.
Yeah, Andy was bad twice. I was 50 over here.
Okay, anything else? This is fun. I want to hear another.
I mean, I went big, so we might as well just.
An award system one time, and I think there's maybe staff's working on it, maybe not.
An
Award system for voting.
An award?
Award,
Award.
voting, so you might.
I
Official
think
term.
that is still coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's on the, it's on the,
It's on my list,
Yeah.
which means
That's
it's not
fine.
get forgotten about.
Did you want us to revote, George?
no, not the way it's going.
No.
I was just asking if you approved it before, so it's already been approved. Okay.
Anything else? Like I said, this is kind of fun this time. Okay. Hearing none, we're gonna move on. Item 8, council inquiries and staff updates. I'd like to remind everybody that this portion of the meeting is much less formal. You can hear some back and forth banter and general joking around. We believe that this can build some camaraderie and cohesiveness between staff and council. George.
First, job as liaison with the Park and Rec Department was last night, and I loved it.
Awesome.
Loved P and Z, but I can feel my creative juices flowing. The Park and Rec people, so
Neat.
yeah, so
Okay.
we're gonna have some
We-
crazy
we-
ideas.
George, we feel those creative juices too. So it's
Show 'em,
really
but
great.
I might have some, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you're more reserved.
More reserved,
Yeah.
Buckle up there, feisty group.
Yeah, that's all right though. Andy,
Nothing for me.
Lindsay,
Nothing tonight.
Kaylin,
Nothing.
all right, Jean,
Nothing, thank you.
Carissa,
Nothing.
Holly.
I'm gonna give you some numbers, but it'll be short. So just for your first meeting in 2026, a tiny recap from 2025, just as a positive outgoing note. We had 24 new businesses open in Norwalk in 2025, and these are brick and mortar. So really good mix of health and fitness, retail, restaurants, service-based, entertainment. So we had some really good businesses open. That brought about 350 new jobs. Part of that was an expansion, but a lot of new good jobs. And then our commercial industrial values grew significantly, which is super exciting. We added almost $100 million in value in commercial and industrial in 1 year. It's pretty wild. So 63% increase in commercial values, 64% increase in industrial values. And then Norwalk was in the news 340 times just on the positive stories. We didn't include any of the negative ones. And that does not include our news stories in other countries. So some good nuggets for you.
All right, thank you. Chief.
Hi, yes, I'm gonna just give you three quick numbers. In 2025, police activity increased. The number of calls for service went up 15% over 2024. The number of police reports that were written, every time somebody calls, the police go, but not every time we go, do the police write a report. But the reports increased by 18%. The number of warrants that we obtained increased 81%. And the number that's disturbing is school bus violations went up 66%. So anyways, the officers did more work last year, and we're busier and we're happy doing it. That's all I have.
All right, well, thank you. Chief.
I have nothing tonight. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Tony.
Nothing else from me, Mayor. Thanks.
All right, Joe.
Nothing, sir.
All right, Carrie.
No, sir.
Luke.
Nothing.
Wow, Ed.
No, nothing, Mayor.
Jason.
I said it right.
Kelsey.
Thanks for having me here. I'm excited. And all the meetings I've had with city employees thus far have been really, really impressive. I'm very impressed with all of them, so I'm just excited to be a part of all of this. Even though my one thing I like brought up. Whatever.
Oh. It happened. Jim.
Happy New Year, everybody. Can't believe it's 2026.
Yeah. All right. Only thing I have is we'll have community chat in here on Saturday, 9 o'clock to 10:30. Come on in and join us. We'll have a chat. We get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right. With that said, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Cool, seconded by Borjan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, same. We're adjourned, 6:41 PM.
You said.